living in a studio apartment can be challenging to try to make it your own space. So let's talk about a few ways that you can make the most of your studio apartment and still make it feel like home. How do you make that studio that you're staying in your very own space? Someplace that you're going to feel really at home and will benefit you for the length of stay that you have. The first thing I want you to think about is, how are you going to arrange your apartment? Now, if you're in a studio that is being provided to you by a corporate housing provider, you're not going to have a ton of options. But if you're furnishing it yourself, think about how you want to arrange your apartment so that it best suits you. Speaking to a really dear friend recently who was telling me about how she's turned her studio into something very beneficial for her. She works from home, so she works in her studio apartment. During the day when she's working, she makes sure all the lights are on. She opens her windows. She happens to have bay windows in her apartment. So she opens her windows and lets light come in. Maybe she's listening to some music to help her stay focused. But when she's in that workspace, then her apartment is conducive to helping her work. She also has one wall where she does her work. Now, at the end of the day, when she wants to relax, there are a couple of things that she'll do. Her relaxation space is on a different wall. I know that kind of sounds weird, but you got this. I know you do. When she does that, she turns the lights down. She actually even changes the scent in the room. So you can get one of those very inexpensive diffusers, aromatherapy things. You can get some of those from Walmart. They have an array of scents that you can use. They'll have energizing scents. So that could be the scent that you use during the day when you're working. And then there are relaxation scents that you can use in the evening, like lavender and chamomile, and I think wintergreen is one of them. But you can get those. They have those not arrangements, but they have kits, if you will, that are inexpensive at a Walmart or a Target that you can use to create a different feel in your apartment. So when you're working, you have one feel. You're focused and you're energized. You have lights on. And if you're a person who does aromatherapy, you've got different scents moving. But when you're done, you need to wind down. And you can do that by just changing your environment. Little small tweaks. Plus, let me just tell you, it'll probably save you on your electric bill as well. By doing this, what you're doing is you're changing the ambiance of the room so that your room actually feels like a whole different space at night than it does during the day. And that's really beneficial for you health-wise, mental health-wise, probably even physically as well. Here's another tip that I think is going to be really important. We all get super busy, and our tendency is to say, I'll get to the dishes later, or I'll just put that towel down on the ground. Stay on top of your cleaning. It's easier in a small apartment like a studio because you have less space. The less clutter that you have, again, this is going to help you feel better as you're working or you're relaxing. There's an entire art that the Chinese practice called feng shui. And feng shui talks about how to set up your spaces to bring out the most energy that you need at that moment. So leaving your dirty towel on the floor or your wet towel on the floor in the bathroom, not clearing the space on your counters can start to feel cluttered, and it actually starts to drain your psychological energy. So just take a few minutes. Make sure your dishes are washed or they're at least put in the dishwasher so you have clear space on your counter. Make sure that you wipe things down even just once a day. It can feel so good because when you're living in a small space like that, you need to do just those little things to help you feel like you have freedom inside of your space. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell so that you are notified when we drop more content just like this.